This portion of the program is brought to you by Dell. Sometimes it feels like your business is going 100 miles an hour, barely keeping up. Dell Technologies advisors have the tech you need to help you get past whatever's in front of you. For advice on solutions like XPS 13 laptops powered by Intel Evo platform, call an advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. Banking giant JPMorgan Chase is ready to bring employees back to the office, even if they're not fully vaccinated. There's the target date of July 6th. The company is requiring employees to fill out a survey asking about their vaccine status, although they will have the option to decline to disclose it. Vaccinated employees will be exempt from most coronavirus health protocols like wearing masks and social distancing. It adds to a confusing patchwork. More from Jonathan Bell, employment attorney and founder of the Bell Law Group. Jonathan, what should we know?
Well, everybody's an employee at will, so the employer could even go as far as to require their employees to get vaccines. And if they don't get vaccines, they could be terminated unless they're protected. For example, if they have a disability that's qualified under the ADA, the Americans with Disability Act, in that situation where a person can't get a vaccine due to their disability, the employer might have to give them a reasonable accommodation. Or for religious beliefs, if the employee is under a certain religion where they can't get the vaccine, there may be an accommodation given for that reason. But other than those two very limited circumstances, employers could require their employees to get vaccines. Now, not all employers are requiring them, as JPMorgan Chase is allowing non-vaccinated employees to return back to work with the same conditions that we were under during the pandemic, which is the fact that they have to go through testing, they have to wear masks, and they have to socially distance. I know other firms, such as Merrill Lynch, who are only requiring the people who are vaccinated to come in, but that might change. We're still very early on in the process. New York City is just reopening now, but if you ask me my opinion, I think in the future they're going to require their employees to get vaccines. And as you know, Gordon, a lot of employers are actually paying their employees some incentive.
Yeah.
And as long as the incentive is not of amount that's deemed coercive, they can. So they could give them a little gift or a little bonus as an incentive to get vaccinated.
All right, so JPMorgan Chase, as we referenced here, you're going to fill out a survey as an employee. You're supposed to come back regardless of your vaccine status, yet Morgan Stanley says there will be no building access in New York City as of July 12 if you're not vaccinated. I mean, it just seems confusing.
Yeah, and that goes back to my employee at will status. These employers, they have a right to make their own laws as long as they do it lawfully and not against a particular protected class. The way, just like an employee could quit, and an employer can fire an employee at any time. So if an employee is not happy or doesn't agree with the action that the employer is taking, they could quit and work somewhere else.
Wow. We're speaking with Jonathan Bell, employment attorney, also founder of the Bell Law Group, and we're talking about how JPMorgan, for example, is bringing back employees to the office regardless of their COVID vaccine status. Just go through the basics here of the potential of a HIPAA violation in terms of asking somebody what's really a health-related question.
Yeah, so the EEOC has come up with guidance that you can ask if someone's vaccinated or not. JPMorgan Chase gives you the option, an employee the option to decline answering that question. What employers have to be concerned with is asking for medical documentation, because sometimes medical documentation goes beyond whether the person's vaccinated or not. It could disclose some other medical history or medical condition the employee is suffering from. So just asking to look at either a vaccine card or asking if the person is vaccinated doesn't cross the line of a HIPAA violation, but you better be careful as to what kind of documentation you're requesting, and it probably behooves you to ask or make the response to that type of question optional, as JPMorgan Chase has done.
Thanks, John. Jonathan Bell, employment attorney and founder of the Bell Law Group.